our Week 15 game of the week here. And
Grant, where'd you go? Grant
we have
died.
3. Where did you, who's yelling at you?
Well, Ethan was, because my
Oh,
screen went blank for a half a second. I could hear you two, but I couldn't see you.
gotcha. Well, we got 3 games on Saturday. The Vikings play on Saturday, a couple other ones. Kind of those Saturday games always kind of sneak up on you. But I'm going to go here with I guess I went with my team last week, so I'm going to change things up. I'm going to go with Eagles-Seahawks on Monday night.
Ooh.
The Seahawks are fighting to stay alive. Eagles, they're looking to stay in the hunt for the NFC East crown and potentially the 1 seed, which seems like a long shot at this point. I think Geno is going to be back this week. It sounds like, and they're going to need him because Drew Lock is not the answer. He played well against Dallas before he hurt his groin in practice. Zach Charbonnet, Kenneth Walker are going to be back, giving them a 2-headed monster, take pressure off of Geno. It's going to be. I think the Seahawks I expect them to run the ball well. I think this is going to be a game. I think Sirianni looking at it too, that going into Seattle, thinking we got to run the ball, we got to limit the possessions, take some pressure off Jalen Hurts. You utilize DeAndre Swift here, but I think this is going to be a low-scoring, knockdown, drag-out game where both teams are looking to get back on track. Pete Carroll has never lost 4 straight games in his coaching career, and he definitely doesn't want to make it 5. So I think both this is going to be low-scoring, and early pick bet here is I like the under in this game at 47.5 is what the line is right now.
Oh, I'd smash the under too.
I think it's going to be about a 24-20, 17-20 type of game.
I'm kind of staying with this. I've been talking a lot about Detroit, so I go away from them now. Broncos at Detroit is my game. I believe it's Saturday night.
It is.
Yep.
I mean, if the Broncos win and KC somehow loses to New England, I mean, Chiefs aren't in first place anymore. Like that's how serious
Ethan,
right here.
Did you hear Belichick when they asked him about the rumors of him being done after this year, and he said his focus is on Kansas City. So we could be having a we're on to Cincinnati game.
Yeah. Oh no,
Grant's nervous.
It's 42-13.
I thought I was done worrying about the Patriots, but now I got to worry about them again. Damn it!
But no, the Lions haven't played a true defense or a defense as good as Denver probably in the last month, and I think they've gone like 1-3 or 2-2 in those games. So it'll be interesting to see how Goff looks. And then if Denver can keep going, I mean, I think there's a very real chance they win this game. I don't think the Lions are going to put up a lot of points. So even if Denver can be semi-explosive like they were versus the Vikings, I think they win this game.
Well, and Cortland Sutton's good for one 38-yard, 40-yarder where you're like, how did he catch that?
Mm-hmm.
Like that. And who knows, maybe this is a week where they can get Javonte Williams going.
Yeah, and honestly, if Pat Surtain's going to be shadowing Amon-Ra, just straight 100%. Up he's going to be. Who's going to step up on the outside for Detroit is really what's going to be who's going to win this game.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's going to come down to running the ball, too. I think, like Ethan, like you said when you were talking about the Bears as your surprise team of the week, is that he's resorted back to what he was in the 2019-2020 season for the Rams, Jared Goff, that is, where he's turning the ball over. He's just looks like he's got that deer in the headlights look. And, we talked about the defense struggling. If you're the Lions and that offensive staff, you're sitting there thinking, we need to feed Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, give them the ball, help our defense out, keep them off the field, play complementary football. And we've been hearing for the last 2 years about how Detroit thinks they have the best offensive line in football. Well, go out there and show it, because we haven't seen it in the last 3 weeks.
Well, and again, guys, that goes to these NFL coaching staffs. They want to prove how smart they are and how that every team has an MVP candidate and we need our quarterback to get the stats. No. Run the damn ball. wear the T-shirts. You draft Gibbs in the first round for a reason. You sign David Montgomery. You trade away DeAndre Swift. Run the ball. It's not that hard. Football's not a fancy game. We make it harder than it has to be with the terminology and the blitz pickups and all this other stuff. But whoever owns the line of scrimmage each week is going to win the game. Unless you play against the Kansas City Chiefs, and whoever drops the least amount of passes is going to win the game. But with that being said, Dylan, you gave me the game of the week, and I appreciate you for that, brother. It's got to be Dallas at Buffalo. Right now, Dallas, they're playing. They're the second best team in the NFL right now. Behind the Niners, they're hot. Their offense is grooving. McCarthy as a play caller, this may be the best season he's ever had. I know he had Rodgers for 2 MVP years, but this Dallas team is cooking. They got the Snapchat, the cadence going.
Here we go.
Here we go. With Rodgers, it was green 19 for the longest time. Dak is feeling comfortable. This offensive line is playing good. CeeDee Lamb is looking like a better version of Michael Irvin in the '88. Dallas is rolling right now, and they got a tough last part of the year with the schedule. I think it's
Gauntlet.
Buffalo, Miami, Detroit,
and Washington. Yeah,
and the year in Washington with the win over the Commanders. But if you want to keep this lead in the NFC East, you got to win on Sunday against a Buffalo team that's hot. They're playing for their playoff life right now, but they got to be feeling good about themselves. The game's going to be outside, upstate New York. I don't know what the weather is going to be like, but this is going to be it's going to be a physical game. 2 historic franchises. Both teams, Dallas is going to make the playoffs, but Buffalo's fighting for it. I'm excited for this game, and I think this is easily the game of the week.
Yeah, and I kind of like this matchup for Dallas because I think they're going to be able to get pressure on Josh Allen and force him into some untimely throws. Big thing with that, though, is Dallas on offense cannot turn the ball over. And this year they have done a really good job of not turning the ball over. They had the one on Sunday night, which was kind of just a, I don't know, fluky, just weird play, but
Fletcher Cox made a play.
Yeah. And I think it's also important, too, for Dallas to not turn the ball over because keep that crowd out of the game. Don't let them get rocking because that is a difficult place to play when that place is loud.
And this year, teams have showed you can get pressure on Josh Allen. This Bills offensive line is not good by any means. You just have to keep him in the pocket. And when you have an opportunity, bring him down because that Eagles game and then last Sunday against the Chiefs, there was multiple times where he avoided a sack just with how elusive he is and how big he is and helped Buffalo win the game. So when Micah and DeMarcus and company can get home, get the quarterback on the ground.